Just as a reminder, it says in Mark 11:17, when God referred to the temple as a house, it says, "My house shall be called a house of prayer." Isn't it written, he reminded them, that my house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations. So God is not a God that discriminates. Definitely God is nothing like Hitler, trying to like preserve what he considered the perfect race or whatever. God created all human beings of every race and ethnicity equally in his image. Jesus was a brown-skinned Jewish man from the Middle East who commanded his followers to love those who are different from them and to make disciples of all nations. Jesus' life and teachings are the original reason we believe in human equality, and they are all still the best foundations of racial diversity. Christians have often failed to obey Jesus' commandments and instead have hated, abused, and enslaved people who have a different racial background. For example, it refers to, like the Africans that were selling their own people to be slaves in what they call the Americas. Long time ago when slavery was, and of course they were shipping them in boats and things like that. Despite this evil, many enslaved Africans became Christians themselves, and their descendants today are the most likely Americans to be followers of Jesus. So we know that some that profess to be called themselves Christians have committed atrocities that do not reflect the image of Christ. Jesus calls people from every tribe and languages and nation to follow him. Today, Christianity is the most diverse belief system in the world, with roughly equal numbers of Christians living in Europe, Latin America, Africa, and rapidly growing church in Asia. Christianity isn't against racial and cultural diversity. It's the most racially and culturally diverse movement in all of history. And boys and girls, and to anybody else, college young men and young women, I tell you that this is why there has been a lot of controversy with the church. And the enemy tries to create this disbelief in the goodness of the church. Sometimes in the past, as you can see, scandals that have happened, is all to put like this fear of insecurity about what the church is really strong about. So don't fall for that. I truly call you to, anchor yourself in prayer, because prayer is so essential. And reflect on these questions. When do you find it difficult to pray? Even to adults and elderly that haven't prayed or have difficulty sometimes, I pose this question. Who robs you? Prayer time.